Hello, everybody. This is Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. So, today we have, for the first time, and to dispel all of you naysayers here, we have Jennifer Soto's ex roommate talking on a pre record. I'm going to bring this to you live and we're going to do it together. I also will release the video, but I have no other than and nobody else than Jen Soto's ex roommate. Yes, she exists. She is an amazing person. She's great to come forward and bring us more information. And here she is. So let's say hello, ex roommate.
Hey Jay, I want to start off. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate everybody. That's giving every. I appreciate you guys giving everybody a voice and a safe place to come together, as all ethnicities or sexualities and religions and race. And I really think that's important. And thank you for that. Thank you for putting that out there. It's definitely needed. So I appreciate you guys for everything y'all do for sure.
And thank you. I appreciate you very much for coming forward. And I know that it's hard for you. And that's why we're not showing your face because we don't want anybody either coming after you or just you just need that anonymity. And I understand that. But I do tell you right now, you're a hero, which is the opposite of a coward, which a lot of people are cowards. And nobody from Jen's side has come forward with any information. I feel like they're all hiding out and nobody's saying anything. But we have somebody that's really close that did live with her, and you do know the dynamics right around when this started after you moved out. So I'm going to bring the question, the first one, and this is a question that I had some people that I talked with that thought it would be important for me to ask you.
And can
So,
can I just real quick? Can I tell you one
yeah,
thing? I just want you guys to know that I'm definitely here to just speak my truth and what I saw in the amount of time that I was there. I'm not condemning anybody. Justice will be served righteously as everything comes to light. But this is what I saw while I was there. So please don't hate me.
absolutely. We all love you, and I get hate messages every day, no matter what I do. So far, everything I've seen for you is all love. But if some troll comes along, we're just going to ignore it. Are you with me? We got a pact
Yeah,
together
I'm not.
here.
I'm not
Okay.
worried about it at all.
Okay, so yeah, let's not worry about that. We had to pull down that last video. Jenny Esquivel did an amazing job, and there's bullies and
She did
trolls,
an
and
amazing job. She did.
she did. And there's a dad that emailed me that said that he went to rewatch it. It's helping him to get his daughter back, what she's saying, and I had to put it behind the paywall, which is sad because now he doesn't get to watch it. So hopefully, he'll subscribe or he'll get a gifted membership, but I don't want to do that with this video. So
Yeah, thank you.
that
I
being said,
I value my
yeah,
peace.
yes, and I also want to tell you that yeah, you value peace. That's why we're not going to put you on, but we hear your voice. I validated you. I know you're real. I know some of your family will say, I'm not going to say anything else. I know that there's people on the channel, and everything that you say is your truth and your perspective. So that being said, let's start with one of the big questions that we might have asked before, but I'm going to ask you a little different. I'm going to ask you, how did Stephen Stearns behave around Madeline when you were there? How did Madeline behave around him? And then I'll say sometimes, creepy creeps, and I could get
Yeah,
uh, more than
that's
that.
even too kind of a word.
It
Um,
is, but I'm trying to keep it like that. Sometimes they're affectionate. Maybe they'll touch shoulders or, touch their hand while they're painting, whatever. So I guess let me get back to when you saw them interacting, how did they behave around each other just generally when they were like painting or doing a project?
uh, like so if they were playing video games, he was always so in the room there was a futon couch and a little table, and they would be hanging out in the bedroom, and he wouldn't make an attempt, and while I was hanging out with them, which was very rare. I rarely hung out with them while I was there, to be 100% sincere, but he occasionally she would sit by him, but he was always giving her hints at, video games or painting some type of figurine, which I and he wasn't. I wouldn't say that I ever saw. Maybe I saw him. I can see when somebody's keening on kids' interests, and which I found strange, but maybe he was trying to bond. Well, it
Right.
was probably grooming, actually. So he wouldn't ever. I've saw them hug a few times,
Right.
but at that point, Maddie was Jen was always home. So
Right.
if Jen was always in the room with them, if she was in there, I don't believe, to my knowledge, that he was ever left alone with her while I was there. But he hit on everything that kids like: video games, figurines. It's like I answered in one of the questions that we spoke about. When
Right.
somebody does that, I want to hang out with this person. But she would usually sit on the bed, or if she was playing a video game, she'd sit on the floor. Occasionally she would sit next to him, and I felt like
Right.
maybe he got a little close, but it was sitting down. So she
Yeah.
would give him a hug.
Absolutely.
She would give him a hug and things like that, but that's about
But she
it.
was a little girl, and little girls are affectionate. My daughter's
Yes,
affectionate. Um,
absolutely. So it
but in
wasn't.
hindsight, yeah, but in hindsight, now that we think about it, there's a good possibility of the grooming, because those are the signs when somebody's only interacting with the children and doing children's activities and
Right.
just focusing in. So, more than likely,
Absolutely.
yeah, and remember, people, this was really new on in the relationship of Stefan Stearns and Jennifer Soto. He was never a stepdad at all, no matter what anyone says,
No.
and he was just a person that was dating Jen. So his any of his affection and any of his games and any of his things were not really called for at that point. It was very, very early on. So I'm
Yeah.
going to stop at that and with that question. I mean, how long in the relationship was that about at
Um,
that point?
I would say I believe, like I said, I believe they started dating towards the end of 2017, maybe. I don't know
Okay.
exactly when, but I know that they worked together, and that's how they started dating. But he wasn't living there.